Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Gobind. This is your Channel for Grace. Thank you guys so much for being here live, and thank you to those of you that are watching this replay. Today we're going to talk about this new moon in Aries and the astrology of the new moon and what it means and what it's all about, what to look out for, how it's going to affect us collectively, what's the theme, the collective theme, and also where this is happening in your chart based off of your sun, moon, Venus, and rising. And I do this astrology video before every new and every full moon, and we go really deep because I talk about the Sabian symbol, I talk about the Chandra symbol, I talk about the gene key that the moon is in, I talk about the actual aspects, the general energy. So it tends to be a really like jam-packed, full of information kind of broadcast. So thank you all for continuing to show up for this channel, and I really appreciate your support. And I want to say hi to everybody that's in the chats. And those of you that are watching but not in the chat, feel free to say hi as well so I can see that you're there. We've got Tara, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Chanel, welcome in. Good to see you. Carmelola, welcome in. Thank you guys for being here. Hello, Humble Raw. Good to see you as well. So this is it's kind of a big deal. Right now we are actually the moon is in the sign of Pisces today, and it can feel like those deep emotional waters. We just got done with a really strong Pisces season, like the end of the astrological year. And I think because we just went through that, having the moon in Pisces on her balsamic phase, which is also called the dark side of the moon, the dark energy of the moon, she actually it's a deep dive, and so it can feel kind of uncomfortable. Like the few days before the new moon can feel uncomfortable because they ask us to reflect and they ask us to go within. Hello Jay, welcome in. Stephanie, hello. Maricela, welcome, good to see you. So it's about listening. That's really the only thing that you can do that will help you, is to listen from your heart space and to reflect and just ride the wave, because otherwise you will get kind of trampled by the energy. If you try to go out there and go against this more of an internal call that we're getting from the moon, and you try to go out there and make things happen and do things, you're going to feel like you're going against the current. And Abraham Hicks likes to say that's definitely not what you want to do in your life. Not go against the current, but actually turn your boat around and just let the stream, just go down the stream and make life easier for yourself. How can you make life easier for yourself, especially during these times that can feel really heavy and really intense? So that's a little bit of context as to how, when this moon finally comes, because I usually do this video the day right before, but the new moon is not till Friday. So when it finally arrives on Friday, it's kind of nice to have it a few days before to know what's coming. But when it finally arrives, you'll feel the shift. And it'll be early in the morning on Friday. I believe it's happening. So it's actually exactly happening on the 31st at 11:23 p.m. And then on the 1st for people in like mountain time, the East Coast. So it's depending where you are in the world, the 31st or the 1st, but very early at the end of the 31st or at the beginning, very early in the morning hours of April 1st. And it's funny that this moon is actually happening on April Fool's. That's actually a really kind of curious thing that I'm wondering what you guys, after we go through all of this information, what you guys think about it. The other thing I want to share with you before I start to really dive into the information is if you're new, welcome. To all the new subscribers, welcome. I'm so happy that you guys are here. I will invite you to subscribe to the channel, to make sure that you have the notification bell on so that you get notified of when I go live or when I upload videos, and that you download my free moon astrology guide that will tell you what your psychic gifts are based off of your moon sign, and it'll enter you into my email list. That's the best place to stay connected, like 100%. Make sure you're on my email list. You never know what's going to happen with the world. We're kind of in this crazy time, unpredictable time, Uranus and Taurus. So just make sure that all the people that you love to watch and all the people that you like their content, that you join, their email list and get more into the community. But that's the best way to stay connected and to know what's happening here and everything that I offer. The other thing also is I have there's a couple of announcements regarding programs that are coming up that I'm really excited about, and then a third announcement that I think I was just re-inspired and I'm gonna start doing very soon. So what I wanted to say is that I have the Starseed membership. So if you want to be guided through the astrological wheel for the whole year, meaning look through all of the specific transits, especially when there's outer planet transits. If you want to be guided through the energies, meditations, PDF journal exercises, oracle readings, little rituals that you can do to align yourself with the energy of all of these powerful astrology things, then join the membership, and you'll also be able to attend the live events that we do, which are usually super amazing and are opportunities for us to feel like together we can get through this crazy stuff. Hello, Kelly. Welcome in. Learn more about your monthly moon return. Oh, still laughing about that. That's hilarious. Chanel, loved seeing your studio on Instagram. Awesome. Jai, a sneak peek where the magic happens. Yeah, the green screen. I showed it on Instagram. That was really fun. I'm gonna do my best to kind of show up a little bit more on Instagram and stuff. It's like there's so much going on that I'm sometimes I'm like, oh my God, it's like my head's gonna explode with all the things that I have to do. but I want to be a little more present there as well. So definitely follow me on Instagram too. It's at Channel for Grace, and I'm also on Telegram and MeWe, and you can follow me there as well. So the Starseed membership is amazing. It's like the best kind of bang for your buck, $22 a month, and you get all of this content. And then we have our next Moon Goddess training that is starting up on April 29th, and it is a level 1, and there's 3 levels to the Moon Goddess training. So for anyone that has ever been interested, curious about the Akashic records and knowing how to access the Akashic records, what they are, how to access them, and then actually to get certified in being an Akashic record reader, that's the 3 levels. So level 1 is learning the fundamentals and also entering into literally the ancient mystery schools. It's a mystery school. And for the 9 weeks, we travel through the ancient temples of Atlantis, which were along the Nile, and we dive into the study of the self very deeply through all of these different aspects. We get to know ourselves, we get to know what we're here, we get to know about the Earth plan, the purpose of humanity on Earth, the purpose of like the galaxy, the galactic plan, and the cosmic plan. And it's important to know all of those things, because tapping into the Akashic records means that you have to be aware of how it all works and how it all began and all of that. So it's jam-packed with information, the Moon Goddess training. I'm going to do one more level 1, like I said, at the end of April, which is going to be happening during eclipse season. We do a 40-day meditation together. We go into the Akashic records and have these beautiful Akashic initiations and Akashic journeys through the temples, and so much more. And there's lectures, and we meet every Saturday for a pretty good chunk of time. So it's a commitment, but it is one of the most beautiful and rewarding experiences that you can have if you're into this kind of thing, and if you want to learn more and really understand the true history of the Earth, because we're waking up now, right? But we need to know where we fit in to the whole kind of evolutionary cycle of the Earth. So that's amazing, and I'm really excited about that. So make sure to sign up. There is a payment plan, and the total price for the 9-week program is $333. So can't wait to see you guys there. And the last announcement I'm going to make is, so I was recently re-inspired, and I am also preparing to begin talking a lot more about essential oils and how to use essential oils in your life. There's a new thing that doTERRA, so you guys may know I'm a doTERRA wellness advocate, but there's a new option for signing up for doTERRA that is a custom made kind of order, and it's actually perfect for me. And the thing about it's called there's these things called enrollment packs, right? And the thing that I was really excited about that they're going to start doing is they'll let you create your own enrollment pack, and they waive their enrollment fee, which is perfect because I want to start talking more about using the essential oils, one, astrologically, to balance astrologically the signs, but then also for the moon goddess energies and to balance your moon centers. And so it's just the perfect thing. I'm going to be talking more about that and sharing more about how I use essential oils. And I've had a pretty good enough amount of time to have my own experience of the product. And I feel like it's the most amazing. I feel amazing from using them. And I've been using them since the summer. So since last summer. So May, I think I signed up in May. So really excited. So today I wanted to share with you one of my favorite oils, and I'll be doing more classes and things like that. So I'm excited about it. But this is called Adaptive, and this is a roller. But this is one of my favorite oils when I feel unbalanced emotionally. This is my go-to oil, and all you have to do, and they're pretty powerful, like potent for sure. You can smell it. Right? And the chemistry starts to work with you. Then you put it on your wrists, and I usually just roll it. And then I also apply it behind the ears, and this is instant relief. If you're having kind of an emotional turmoil, if you're having kind of difficulty dealing with things, and to clear and like adapt. It's like called adaptive because it's like helping you adapt with the energy. So if anyone is excited or interested in that, let me know, and I'll be announcing like when I'm going to be doing classes and all that stuff, to make sure that you guys have an understanding of this tool. Because for me, what I feel that is so important about it is the way that the company actually takes care of the people that literally grow the plants and the flowers to make the oils. That's one of the most powerful things. This one is called adaptive. You can diffuse it or you can get the roller. The roller is really convenient. But this year, doTERRA has made their goal, like as a company, their goal has been not to make income, not for people to make more money and not for themselves to make more money, but actually what they're measuring this year, and I think this might be the first time that they're doing that, is how much impact they're making in the world. So they're going to be focusing on making an impact. And that's something that I feel like I can definitely stand behind, because I feel the same about myself and the work that I do, is how much of an impact can we make in the world. So look out for some awesome new classes and information coming out. And if you have not yet joined doTERRA, I'm going to be creating that special enrollment package, designing it myself and putting all of my favorite oils in there that will help, especially for us women, to really balance like our hormones and our emotions. So I really can't wait to get this going. And so welcome in. I see there's a lot more new people that just showed up. Hello, Joni. Thank you for being here. Dawn. Yeah, right. Even if you're not into it, it'll open your eyes wide shut. Hello, Amanda. Good to see you. Oh, I love that, Joni. You know, it's so funny that sometimes we get, and this happens to me too, we get lost in the emotional waves that are happening right now in the world. It is really, really intense right now. And on top of it, we have to deal with our own like personal things. We're dealing with this kind of crazy collective energy and at the same time our own personal lives. So it can be extra hard. So I want to invite you to show up to these events, to show up and to come into the community in a deeper way, so that you can always remember that everything is going to be okay. We have to start to really help each other during this time. And it starts with, even when you don't feel right, showing up for yourself. Because I know that us just connecting here, even if we're online and all that stuff, it makes a big difference. It makes a big difference for me to be able to share with you. And then I know it makes a big difference for the people that are receiving and us connecting. Because this is it's a unique community. It's not like any other YouTube channel. And that I know, and I've seen it. And there's just a magic to the energy here. It's a very loving community. It's a very accepting community. And it is truly the what I would be the best thing that I could manifest for like an online community is this. So if you're here, you're kind of in good hands, including with everyone watching, not just me as a guide, but like with everyone here. You're in good hands. So feel free to like dive into this energy. I don't know if I said hi, Valerie, but hello, Valerie. Welcome in. Game Crusher, welcome. Your name is Jeanette. Welcome, Jeanette. Dawn is here. Hello, Maria is here. Cool, Maria. So let's do a little meeting, you guys. You can do just a personal meeting if you guys are interested. And honestly, I would recommend, speaking of all this doTERRA stuff, I would honestly recommend that if you want to be able to make an impact as well, that you actually consider doing this as a wellness advocate and not just a customer of the products. Although I 100% know that sometimes starting as the customer and just trying the products out for yourself is also a really good thing to do. The Breathe doTERRA also is also amazing. Yes, I love that one as well. All right, so let's, and Chanel, I don't know if I said hi to you, but hello. And let's just dive into this astrology. Let me change the screen. Thank you for letting me share all this. I feel super thankful to be able to have a platform to be able to do this. So I'm really grateful for YouTube for holding this space. Hello, Cindy. Welcome in. Don says, I use my travel diffuser all the time. Me too. I take my little pilot diffuser everywhere. But I haven't been sharing as much, only because it's like just a comfortable routine for me. But I need to be sharing more, because I do know that these products are like so good quality that I want to be able to share this. So this is the chart that you're looking at of the new moon in Aries that is happening on April 31st into the 1st of this week, that is happening at 11 degrees of Aries. And the general energy, to understand the energy of Aries, a lot of people know about Aries, but just to do a little recap of what is Aries. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. So this is the beginning. This is a new cycle, a new way a new opportunity to begin something new, to set intentions for the year, not just for this moon cycle. This is the first new moon of the astrological year. So for astrology, this is it. This is the beginning. A new moon in Aries is all about the spark. Aries is a cardinal sign, so it brings things to life. It's about initiating and deciding to take action. This is not about the seed. It's actually, the seed has sprouted. It's like that you planted the seed, in the time of the winter where you kind of hibernated and it was more like much internal process, but now we're in the spring. So when we talk about the Celtic wheel and the connection between the equinoxes and the solstices, this is the time where the seed actually begins to sprout. That's why you can start to take action now. And it's perfect that Aries is the beginning of the zodiac year. This is a really good energy that will help you to move forward towards what you want to manifest in your life. And the reason is because Aries lights that fire under us and says, stop waiting. Stop waiting. So that's the general energy and meaning of a new moon in Aries. But there is so much happening with this new moon. We're going to break it down little by little. Hello, Noelle. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. So what are some of the things that are going on with this moon? Well, first of all, it's a huge stellium in Aries. Mercury just entered the sign of Aries on Sunday, literally 2 days ago. He is going to fly through Aries. But as he does, he's going to pass, all of these planets. I actually just finished uploading the video of Mercury in Aries transit into the Starseed membership. So if you have missed it, make sure you log into your account and watch the video, because you're going to want to understand this energy and where it's happening in your chart. But basically it's happening wherever this new moon is happening and wherever the sun is transiting in your chart, because they're all in the same sign. You also have Chiron right there. And Chiron is known as the wounded healer. He's only 1 degree away from the moon, which means they're basically conjunct. This is like a Chiron moon. Chiron is, especially in Aries, what he does is he makes us face the ego fears. It's about when you feel like you don't know who you are, you feel like you don't know what you're doing, you feel like you don't know which direction you're going. Chiron says, enough of that. Find your way. Find your way by, if you have to, absolutely 100%, redefine yourself. Redefine yourself. And with Aries having a connection to the first house of identity, self-identity, and our how we identify ourselves, how we define ourselves, this is another big theme that's underlying this moon. It's like, redefine yourself. If you feel lost, if you feel like you don't know where you are, then redefine yourself. You keep hearing the word stop procrastinating. Yeah, stop waiting. You have to take action now. Pallas Athena is right there too. Pallas Athena is known as the goddess of wisdom. So what is the wisdom of Aries? The wisdom of Aries is knowing when to jump. There's a card in the Rebecca Campbell Oracle cards. I can't remember which deck, but it says just jump in, like trust and jump in. That's the wisdom of Aries. It's like, don't think twice about it. The shadow of Aries, of course, is you didn't think about it before you jumped in. But the gift of Aries is that sometimes you have to just trust, and sometimes you have to just do it without knowing what's going to happen next. It's the innocence of like a childlike innocence that wakes up in you, and then you go have this exciting and epic journey, and you wouldn't have had that exciting and epic journey if you hadn't just jumped in. So that's the wisdom of this energy of Aries. And of course, the planet Eris, she's very slow moving, but she's also here in the sign of Aries, and she's kind of, she's like a warrioress goddess. Remember too, if you're thinking about collective energies, this is a lot of Mars, and Mars is the god of war. I don't know, I don't really like to go into, talking about things like that too much, because I love to focus on where can you use this energy the best in your own life. Because I really firmly believe that the change that we're going to make in the world, it's not going to come from being some kind of famous person or having a lot of influence like that. It's going to come from you just doing your thing. Like like the impact that you make in the world is personal, and it can be just like one-on-one with people. It doesn't you don't have to be some kind of a famous person and have all this power in the world to make a difference. Honestly, I feel like the reason that everything is happening is because we are going to, what does the Leo King call it? Divine secession. We're going to secede, spiritually secede from what is happening, because what is happening doesn't feel right, and we like just intuitively feel it. So we're going to detach ourselves from the things that we no longer like want to give our power to. And that's when the real work is going to happen. So this also means that there is power in taking action. So you also can't just sit there and keep waiting. You have to, this is the time. The sun transits a sign every, for 30 degrees. And it's only in that sign once a year. You only get this sun in Aries energy once a year, and it's happening now. So if you don't initiate now, it's like you're going to be behind. Like you're going to try to you're going to be running behind the train trying to catch up. That's why I say take advantage of the energy while it's here. This is the time to act and take action. And this can go for whatever is going on in your life. But this is a really powerful, the message that I'm coming to is that this is a really powerful stellium and a lot of Aries energy. The other thing that is happening is look how close Jupiter and Neptune are to each other. They're just 2 degrees away. They're going to be making an exact conjunction. Hello, Rebecca. They're going to be making an exact conjunction on April 12th. And that's the biggest transit of the year. So Aries season holds the biggest transit of the year. Jupiter and Neptune they will magnify the ish out of Pisces energy. They will literally, because think of the shadow of Pisces is literally your worst nightmare. But the gift of Pisces is literally miracles. So imagine if you don't understand yourself, if the collective doesn't understand itself, what are the passageways that you're being led into, right? Are you activating the frequency of your worst nightmare or miracles? because this is magical energy, but you have to know how to use it. You can dream yourself into being. Oh, that's a really beautiful way to put it. You can dream yourself into being. And this is a big theme of the whole year. So the fact that it's here, only 2 degrees away, on this new moon, the very first new moon of the year, is actually a really big deal. It's a big deal. It's like initiate your wildest dream, right? Start taking action towards your wildest dream. There are so many big changes going on, very unpredictable things that feel weird, like we don't like it. We don't like change. But if you are able to get used to change, and if you're able to be flexible right now in your life, you're going to be fine, right? But you have to be okay with all the changes that are going to be coming up. Look at now, we just talked about this crazy Aries stellium. Look at this crazy Aquarius stellium. You've got, let's do a different color. Let's do blue. You've got Venus in, I'm going to delete this one. You've got Venus in Aquarius. You've got Juno in Aquarius. So Venus, the goddess of love and beauty, what you truly desire. Juno, the goddess of commitment. Saturn, the god of karma, the lord of karma and time. Mars, the god of war. You've got Vesta, the keeper of the sacred flame. And I would use this only for like a personal chart, White Moon Selena, but she's there as well. So what does this mean? All this Aquarius energy. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, which means that there's change happening right now. If Venus is what we truly desire, change. Mars is how we make the change. It's like we do the change. We put our effort, our drive, our motivation, all of it into the change. Saturn, though, Saturn and Mars are benefic planets. So this is also a time where it doesn't feel that good. Mars and Saturn are kind of like, they're just not mischievous, but when Saturn takes control of Mars, they can really cause some havoc. This is so funny because I was actually born with Mars conjunct Saturn, and they're in Scorpio, which is like the sign of power, Pluto, death and destruction and all that stuff. So I understand this intensity, but a lot of people aren't used to this kind of intensity. And for this intensity to be in the sign of Aquarius, basically says that there's a lot of unpredictable things that may not feel good that are going to be showing up in the world. The next thing that to add to this is Juno, which is she's the asteroid of commitment and also marriage. So this has to do with soulmates. But the fact that Mars is moving towards Saturn, and we're going to see that conjunction, I think, next week, I think on Monday, Mars and Saturn. And so there's 2 like feminine energies, and then there's 2 masculine energies. So there is the balance here between the masculine and the feminine. But Aquarius is a very aloof and weird sign. It means that we may be really detached. It means that we may like not be able to understand what's going on. And we may desire things that maybe we're like, why do I want this? What is it? Why am I all of a sudden wanting this? Change is what is going on. Change, powerful change. That's the biggest theme of this transit, this stellium here. So this is the place, wherever Aquarius is in your chart, is the place where you are experiencing, where you're initiating the change, right? So the desire to change is the Aries energy. And so your desire to change is found in that area of your chart. But the actual way that you're going to change and the action and the motivation and the drive and the how you're going to do it is actually happening where Aquarius is. But where are you going to actually see the change in your life is where Uranus is. And Uranus is over here in the sign of Taurus. Excuse me. So this is how to put all these energies together. So this isn't just a new moon in Aries. There's so much more going on because Aries is ruled by Mars. So the energy of Aries is being channeled here, right? Mars is the ruler of this moon. The energy of Aries has been channeled through wherever Aquarius is, which is being channeled through wherever Uranus is because Uranus rules Aquarius. So if you find these three places in your chart, you'll understand more of the story that is unfolding for you during this time. And then obviously the Neptune and Jupiter conjunction is where is your dreams? What are you dreaming of? What are you conjuring up from the dream space, from that deep space of desire? So that is, that is basically in a nutshell what this the complexity of the transits and the aspects that are happening during this moon. There's a lot of concentrated energy. It seems like it's all bunched up together in like one part of the chart, and it is. But this is how to read it: is Aries is channeled through Mars, Aquarius is channeled through Uranus, and a lot of change. So make the changes that you need to in your life, but know what area of your life these things are kind of sparking up or showing up. That's where that's how you use the astrology, is you look at where is this happening in my chart. And then you say, okay, so for example, let's actually do the example of this like transit chart. Pretend it's a person, a transit of a person. They're having Aries energy in their fourth house. So this is the house of the home and family. And so they're feeling like this spark of life, home and family. They want to take action. They want to do something at home, like change the house, like remodel, or like, they're just excited about, the connection here to home. But the change that they're initiating is actually within the third house, which is communication. So they have to change the way they communicate if they want to get what they want. And where they're actually going to see the change is actually in their fifth house of creativity and passion. So if they channel this action-oriented energy, this desire, through the way they communicate, and then they'll watch and they'll see that their creativity comes alive. So that's an example of how you would use that energy. It's actually really powerful. And you can see that there's a lot going on. It's not just a new moon in Aries. So do that for yourself. Look at your chart and see where all this is happening. And then ask yourself those questions. Is like, what is the desire? What is the change that you're wanting? And where are you going to see the change once you actually focus on that area of your life? Let me switch back to this screen. I think you guys are posting some stuff in the chat, so I'm going to check out the chat real quick. Questions. Does this have a deeper effect on those that are Aries sun sign? Well, I mean, it's affecting your sun sign really strongly. So if you also, I just talked about the houses. But if you have a planet there, it's going to affect, yes, that planet. So if it's the sun, then it's going to affect yourself, your soul. And you have to go through each of the planets and find out, okay, which ones are actually in these signs, because they're affecting you in your own personality in that way as well. Hello, Wendy. Welcome in. So good to see you. Let's see. Oh, don't use Glade. Oh my God, don't use Glade. Yeah, exactly. Oh God, I would like not be able to be inside the house. I've been around so many, like I have been not around any of that stuff for so long that whenever I just have a little tiny like whiff of anything like that, I get like an instant headache, and it's like, I can't be in here. Sorry. But it's like not, it's not personal, but I can't. So I get it. It's kind of crazy. We were talking about doTERRA earlier. That's why that came up. Right, Dawn. She says Mars and Saturn, sometimes you need that negative to create movement. I agree. Hello, Maddie. Welcome in. So good to see you. Jai is using different colors. We are in for it. I love it. You're saying in our natal chart, correct? Yeah, you put the transits on top of your natal chart, and that's where you're looking. Or just look at your natal chart and look at the degrees, and you'll know where this is happening. Right, Rebecca? Yeah. In the car with my grandson. Oof. So get her like the alternative and see what, yeah, exactly. See the difference. It's so amazing to smell those essential oils. They're so powerful. They're such beautiful energies. And they really are the most pure and natural and potent from this company, doTERRA. And I don't want to touch any other kind of oils ever again. My Venus is in Aquarius. Save me now. So relationships are being affected. That's a good example. So what I want to do next is actually talk about the Sabian symbols and then also the gene key that this moon is in to give us even more insight. And this is where we get into more of the symbology of the moon and more of the themes and the things that could possibly be happening for you in your life, but also in the collective. So let's do the Sabian symbol first. And then the Chandra symbol. All right, so here we go. Hello, Christy Ann. Welcome in. Awesome explanation. I was going to replay, but your demonstration was perfect. Ooh, I love that. Okay, so the Sabian symbol for this new moon in Aries is the following. Yeah, right, Wendy? The cook, you can cook with that. Okay. Yeah, we're going to do some more classes soon. A wild goose, long separated from the flock, hears the familiar sound of their calls in the distance and joyously wings its way to rejoin them. What this means is being lost versus finding one's true spiritual path, confident that in some roundabout way they will get to their goal. This is about carving out a unique path based upon one's personal reading of the situation, any situation, impervious to peer pressure. This is stubborn individualism. This is looking down upon different phases of one's life from a higher spiritual perspective. This is changing course and winging it when something fun appears on the horizon. Hell yes. That's it right there. If I was going to describe this energy, it would be like, don't sit on it. Changing course and winging it when something fun appears on the horizon. Having a spiritual homing instinct that leads one back to one's childhood vision of the earth as the garden. That's powerful. Seeking a simple, unfettered existence close to nature. Oh my God. Aspire to being free as a bird. Letting the spirit soar through folk music, poetry, or nature mysticism. And this is about sharing the joys one has found along the way, especially with one's children. Leading versus following. A wild goose, long separated from the flock, hears the familiar sound of their calls in the distance and joyously wings its way to rejoin them. That's beautiful energy. I love that it's like, yes, like that's what I get when I read that. It's like, yes, take me there. Take me there. All right. The Chandra symbol for this moon is the following. So these are the symbols that give us some more, yeah, right, Chanel, that give us some more symbolic understanding of the moon. All right, here we go. An old woman hears the stars talking to her at night. I can't with this one. Soul gifts from the morning of the world, now turning into treasures untold. A quality of being, a presence, an aura which fills the world. You are a microcosm here, and now for so many worlds. There is a wonder and awe, discovery and an odd echo of fate. All of this has happened before. Nothing is new. A twilight state. The repeated awakenings, and yet still dreaming on. Majestic vistas, so much to conceive. All exists inside, yet in the secrecy of the heart, no clues are offered. All remains bare and stark. Whoa. Let me read that one again. An old woman hears the stars talking to her at night. Soul gifts from the morning of the world, now turning into treasures untold. A quality of being, a presence, an aura which fills the world. You are the microcosm here, and now for so many worlds. There is wonder and awe, discovery and an odd echo of fate. All of this has happened before. Nothing is new. A twilight state. The repeated awakenings, and yet still dreaming on. Majestic vistas, so much to conceive. All exists inside, yet in the secrecy of the heart, no clues are offered. All remains bare and stark. That's kind of intense, but I feel the power of what this means. It's the moment where, yes, there's no clues offered because you need to go and find them. You need to go and look for them. This is what Aries is all about. It's the hero's journey. And the hero's journey is all about living consciously. You can't live consciously unless you are experiencing life. That is how we learn. So the more you go out and experience life, that's why it's Aries is not afraid. Aries is the opposite of fear. Aries is like, I'm going to just jump into it. And this is the new moon of the year. So I'm going to jump into it. And I don't even care because I'm so excited. I'll deal with whatever later. But that spark is the most powerful thing that will take you into, right, the situations that, yeah, maybe you'll have some dark nights of the soul in your life. Maybe things will fall apart. Maybe things won't feel the way that maybe you want. Maybe things don't work out. But you'll never know unless you go on the journey. You'll never know unless you step into your conscious mind, your conscious life. It's not about studying anymore. Yes, studying is really important, but it's about like walking a new path and being a leader as you step into a new path in the world. You do it for yourself, but you become the example for others to follow a new path. And I think that's why I love that we're here right now at this moment, because this is a new beginning. And we're here for it. We chose to be here. Why am I tasting strawberries? That is so random. What on earth? Strawberries. Some of that Claire Gustin's? Strawberries. Literally. This is too funny. Okay. Let's talk about the gene keys. And let me find, here we go. Step forward, see the treasure, the dream, take the leap. Yes. Okay. So this new moon is happening on the 21st gene key, which is all about living a noble life. This gene key moves from the shadow of control to the gift of authority to the city of Valor. And it is the ring, part of the ring of humanity. The ring of humanity. So let's read about what this gene key is all about. Does anyone have this gene key? This gene key is actually my attraction sphere in my Venus sequence, which is quite an intense place to have it. So, the 21st city, Valor, the new age of chivalry. In the 21st gift, we saw that true authority based on service inspires loyalty. At the highest level of consciousness, this coupling of love and power gives way to a great and peerless ideal, the ideal of valor. We tend to associate the word valor with courage, particularly the courage shown by soldiers during battle. Although there is some truth in this image, the use of the word valor as a Siddhic aspect of consciousness goes far beyond the idea of courage in the face of adversity. Valor is the highest frequency of the 21st gene key. It is a living energy field released into the world through a particular chemical signature within your genetics. Valor is the byproduct of another potent word, nobility. To understand nobility is to dive into the realm of human destiny. It is the social history of humanity in our collective unconscious. There has persisted, or in the social history of our humanity and in the collective unconscious, there has persisted an image of a royal human being, the king or the queen, the emperor or empress, the symbol of the highest potential within man and woman. Nobility is the quality usually associated with royalty and genetic pedigree, although down through the ages our human attempts to bestow such projections on certain personages has usually been shown severely wanting. Nobility, we have discovered, has little to do with breeding and much more to do with character. Indeed, most of our heroic myths center on this notion of human nobility and valor. Valor, then, can be understood as nobility in action. It contains virtue, wisdom, and love, courage, and above all else, sacrifice. A truly valorous deed is an act of absolute self-surrender, in which you lay your entire being on the line for a higher ideal. In our history books, this may have been recorded as dying for king and country, but in the language of the cities, it is really about dying into a divine ideal. At the shadow level, the need to control fosters fear and reaction in others. At the gift level, authority inspires loyalty. At the Siddhic level, valor invokes communion. There is a deep genetic connection between the 45th city of communion and the 21st city of valor. Communion is about merging your individual being into a higher collective being. And this is precisely what happens through the frequency of valor. Valor need not even act. It is a vibration of such intensity that it makes the hearts of others weep. It is the recognition of true nobility in another and the realization that the other is your own mirror. As an aspect of the ring of humanity, we see that all human beings have this higher recognition as their final destiny. No matter who you are or what kind of life you lead, at certain points in your life, you are given the opportunity to act with valor. These moments are mythic moments, and the script of your future life hinges upon them. To act with valor is to enter a higher world. Valor is the first great manifestation of the breakdown of the resistance between opposite poles within relationships. It is the bowing of one being to the nobility within another. Mystically speaking, it is represented by the fourth initiation of matrimony, see the 22nd gene key, in which the quality of valor actually courts annihilation through its self-sacrifice to another being. It is the absolute surrender of control into your hierarchical role. This means that socially you surrender to your position and mystically you surrender to your karma. Valor is the absolute courage of love of seeing the divine reflection within the face of another, no matter how unpleasant the other may appear to be. As an archetype, valor signifies the ending of all karma, even though the states preceding it often carry a great deal of karma. Did you catch that one? As an archetype, valor signifies the ending of all karma, even though the states preceding it often carry a great deal of karma. Think about how that's playing out in your life right now and in the collective. Valor must be forged on the anvil of life. You have to realize that no matter how muddy the waters you find yourself in, your pure nature can never be soiled. If the 21st gene key is a part of your personal hologenetic profile, the chances are you will need to get your hands dirty before you can understand this paradox, which means collectively, humanity needs to get their hands dirty before they can understand this paradox. To be a master, that is, a being who has attained realization through this city, you must lead by example. You have to know the absolute horrors of living within the most tightly controlled hierarchical situations. Yikes. You have to understand the human need for control and the depths of your own fear of losing control. You have to be tested by the forces that will not relinquish control. And you have to continually be subjective to external controls. Once you see that no external form of control can rob you of your true nobility, this city of valor will finally dawn deep inside your DNA. The being that has attained realization through this city never feels like an authority figure, even though they may be. These rare people will commune with you as a friend, despite the exquisite fragrance of their state of consciousness. It is this very humbling quality within the city of valor that creates such deep levels of human communion. Even though the 21st city may be incredibly humble and friendly, it also packs a serious punch when threatened by the forces of fear. This is the energy field of true knighthood, symbolized by the courageous and chivalrous acts of all great heroes and heroines. These forces will fight for the highest ideals and hold that ideal for all those who follow them. Those with this city will gladly die for. And as an example of the highest ideal, the ideal of communion between all things, all beings. The lives of such people become myths, often because of their sacrificial nature and their deaths. Even so, awakening through this city does not obviously foreshadow such a death. It is simply symbolic of the highest expression of this 21st gene key. With the advent of the 55th gene key, and its reawakening of the spirit of romance within humanity, this 21st city is actually ushering in a new myth and a new age of chivalry. Dude, think of this as the theme for the year. The essence of valor is to be found in the symbol of the male pole surrendering to the female pole. The programming partner of the 21st city is the 48th city of wisdom, which is one of the great archetypes of the divine feminine. Valor therefore represents the surrender of control, symbolized by man, to trust, symbolized by woman. This surrender results in the absolute annihilation of the male force by the female force, an ancient mythic enactment contained in many ancient creation myths. This surrender of the male into the female creates a reversal of roles and poles, and thus the communion is fulfilled. Ironically, it is through this divine coupling that the male force is truly empowered through its opposite. In other words, the male force is knighted and empowered only through its surrender to the female. It is important to understand that this imagery is an internal truth rather than a literal representation of man and woman. The power of valor could thus be summarized as the courage and love that must be found within the lower self to die into the unknown world of the higher self. Let me read that last sentence again. The power of valor could thus be summarized as the courage and love that must be found within the lower self to die into the unknown world of the higher self. I'm loving it too. Dude. That is powerful. I feel like what we just read is sort of foretelling of how things are going to go down collectively. I felt very much like it was sort of a foreshadowing of how it's going to unfold. And it is a big deal. This moon is a big deal. This time is a big deal. We're seeing the greatest transit of the whole year, Jupiter and Neptune. We're seeing Mars conjunct Saturn, squaring the nodes this week. I mean, it's not, these are fated and karmic times. And as we know, things always get worse before they get better. So what can you do with all this information is ponder it, contemplate it, find the nuggets of gold within it, what resonates with you. Just take it in, observe it. These next few days are the days to reflect and prepare for the new moon, to prepare for what you want to do, what you want to initiate, what you want to spark, how you want to make an impact in the world. How do you want to make an impact? And once you realign yourself, everything else will just, whatever doesn't fit will fall away, and whatever does will fall into place. So, thank you guys so much for being here and hanging out with me and listening to this awesome astrology information and diving deep into the power of this moon. And I hope that you guys have a beautiful rest of your week. And can't wait to have our ceremony, which we're going to do on Friday night on the 1st. And yeah, just keep trucking. Just keep moving forward and do your best to let go of any fear that shows up in your life. Sat Nam, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for the magic of Venus.